Hi Freelancer, and welcome back to the Freelancers Tea Break. So all this month I'm going to be tackling marketing for freelancers, and I couldn't talk about marketing without talking about Facebook. So today I want to talk about Facebook groups in particular. Now, you may already know that I run my own Facebook group, the Freelance Lifestylers, so I'm a big fan of Facebook groups, but I know they can be very hit and miss for a lot of people, and people often struggle with finding the right group for them. So I thought I'd share a few tips that might be useful. So first of all, try and find 3 Facebook groups to focus on. Don't try and join hundreds of groups and try and keep track of them all. Go for 3 ones, and ideally think about the ones where your ideal customers are going to be. Or your ideal clients. So for example, if you're an accountant, look for local businesses in local groups. So there are a lot of local groups. If you just start to type in the location of where you are, you should be able to find groups that way. If you are, say, a virtual assistant who specialises in entrepreneurs, you need to be going to the groups which are entrepreneur-led. So there's loads of groups that you can go to, and the best thing to do is go for recommendations for that kind of thing. I find actually on Instagram, I find a lot of people recommend Facebook groups there. So that's a good place to start. So first of all, choose 3 groups. Don't go mad, don't choose loads. Secondly, interact daily. So quite often what I see in groups is someone that will literally only pop up on promotion day. And I really think they're missing a point there with what Facebook groups are about, which is about interaction, relationship building. And actually the people that are there every day, interacting with people, helping with people, they're the people that other people recommend. And the great thing about that is that even if you're not in the group all the time, you will have developed that much of a reputation in the group that other people will recommend you. So it's all about building that reputation and that expert kind of reputation. So then it means if, for example, someone says, does anyone know anyone who's a social media person or an accountant? Other people in the group, because they've got to know you, are more likely to recommend you even if they haven't used your services. So get involved in discussions. I don't mean alienate people with very strong opinions. It's probably smart to think that through before you post something. I kind of always go by the rule of, if you wouldn't say it in a room full of people, don't say it in a Facebook group. It's so easy for things to be copy and pasted now as well, or screen grabbed. So try not to throw out too many strong opinions if possible. All that said, it is really important that you write down all of the kind of upcoming themed days, so promotions, things like that. I would set up a Google Calendar or whatever calendar you're using online, and add in for all the groups what their regular days are. So for example, I'll use my group as an example. On Mondays we set our goals. On Wednesday we have Pitch Lab, where we all do some kind of business building thing, whether it's updating our LinkedIn or emailing previous clients or anything like that. And then Fridays there's a promotion thread that you can promote in. If you have all those in a calendar, it's much easier for you to plan your time. And then you can actually come up with a really great promotion piece of text, or even a video. Videos do really well, and they're so underused on promotion days in Facebook groups from what I've seen. Even a great image or an infographic or anything like that. So pop it in your calendar so you've got all of them there. It's also really important to start conversations and discussions wherever possible. And the reason behind this is, when you go into a Facebook group, you might have a look through posts and notice that some people have conversation starter next to their name, or visual storyteller, or things like that, or even just new member, and that makes you stand out. And I've also noticed in Facebook, if somebody has a page and a group, and you comment on their page, you come up as a group member as well, which is a really, really interesting thing, and it makes your comments stand out there as well. So it's definitely worth liking the page of a group. And the final one is, look out for groups that have Facebook Live days. So for example, Simply Smart Business, which is Gemma Went's group, I'll put the link below. Every Friday is Facebook Live Day, so Friday Live, and people are encouraged to do a very quick Friday Live. And it's a brilliant way to build your confidence about speaking about what you do, your confidence on video, and you also stand out a lot more to potential clients. Plus, then you've got some content that you could always use the audio elsewhere, so it's a really, really useful way. to create a little bit of content and also network with people and get your message out there. So those are a few ways that you can use Facebook groups, but my overall kind of conclusion here for you is interact as much as possible in there. I don't want you spending all day in there, but maybe if you even just allow 5-10 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon, that will be enough to stand out. And it's all about making connections, building relationships. It's not about hard selling people, it's just about getting to know people. So I hope you found that useful. I actually used Facebook Live this morning to promote a special offer that I want to share with all of you as well. So as you may know, I run the Freelance Lifestyle and the Freelance Life Stash, which is a membership for freelancers filled with email templates, resources, courses for how to get started and how to build your confidence and how to overcome imposter syndrome, and there's so many things in there and lots of exclusive interviews as well. But I've decided to add an upgrade option, which means that if you pay $150 a month, you get all of that, plus group coaching, which is part of the Life Stash program anyway, and an hour with me each month to keep you on track and give you an accountability to really utilise all that information and put it into action and really achieve your goals. So if you are interested in that, drop me a message. I will pop all the details below. But yeah, that's something I use Facebook Live to introduce in my group this morning. And it's a much more comfortable way to do it. So I'd love to know how you get on the groups, any success stories. I'd love to know. Come on, jump in to the Facebook group, the Freelance Lifestylers, and tell me all about it.